Hi, today I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. I am making lemon meringue pie. Oh, it's so yummy. Well, it's really, it's a tangy sweet taste. I'm going to put in 1 1/2 cups of sugar over here. This goes into the meringue later on. Okay, so we don't want to mix it up. I'm also going to add in 1 1/2 cups of water. I need a little bit of water. So, now what I want to do is I'm going to stir this on the flame for about 2 or 3 minutes. It has to come to like a little boil, and we'll go to the next step. Meanwhile, the pie crust, I always do that. Meanwhile, the pie crust is baking in the oven, which has to be kept an eye on also. No, this is not for you, so don't get any ideas, Kat. All right, we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes. Oh yeah, something else I have to add in. Put it back on. I'm now adding in 1/2 cups of cornstarch. Oops. Now what's going to happen is this is going to make it thick. It looks like it's really weird looking, so we're going to stir it in. Cornstarch is used for puddings, different kinds of, pies to make it really thick. You know what I mean? Cream pies, it comes in handy. Niall, look what I did. Oh, Niall. What did I do? Here we go. Gotta get that mess cleaned up. I have to keep stirring. And then we're gonna go to the next step in a minute. The next step is we're going to add half the sugary mixture, about half, into the egg yolk mixture. And we're gonna mix it up. Really good, so it's thick and creamy. And we're gonna get rid of some of the stuff in here. You get little lumps and bumps sometimes. There we go. It should dissolve once it starts almost. All right. Get rid of some of these lumpy, bumpy things. I don't know where they come from. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour the egg mixture back into the. Mix it together, and we're gonna put it back on the flame, and we're gonna let it boil for about another minute. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm adding in 1/2 cup of lemon juice. So it's going to give it a good lemonade taste. That's why we call it lemon meringue pie. Stir this together. Okay. I also have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Which I'm going to put in here. Into the yolk mixture, breaking it up a little bit. There we go. I still have that cold. Get rid of it. All right, and we're going to let this melt for about 30 seconds. But we got to wait for the pie crust to cool also. The thing I'm going to do is the meringue. I have to add in 1/2 cups of sugar. I'm going to mix this in. What I'm going to now add in is also a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is wonderful when it comes to making egg mix. We have 4 egg whites, and I just added in 1/2 cup of sugar, and I put in a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar to make our meringue. About 5 minutes of beating heavily to get this into a thick meringue. As you can see, this is not even nearly done yet. This is why I don't like to buy anything in the store. It doesn't come out the way I really want it to come out, but not feeling that great. I really haven't felt up to making a homemade pie crust, but in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to show you a homemade pie crust, and you're going to see the difference in seeing this. It's not going to taste bad, but the appearance is not the best, and I admit to that. This is why it needs to be homemade from scratch. I have a great recipe with flour, butter in it, sugar. Now keep in mind, when you make a homemade pie crust, the butter has to be ice cold, the water has to have ice cubes in it, it's got to be absolutely ice cold for you to have a really good pie crust. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the lemon meringue, the lemon filling. You can also, if you want to, make a chocolate meringue, but the chocolate meringue is very similar to making chocolate cream pie. There we go. Yeah, I want to definitely make that homemade pie crust that I just told you about. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the meringue on top of the lemon filling. People, I can't get rid of this cough. I'm going to spread it a little bit out. It almost has to completely cover the lemon. I'm not done doing this yet. Here we go. Here we go. Almost has to completely cover the lemon filling. We don't want to see any lemon really showing. There we go. And this is going to cook in the oven until this is actually brown. I'm done putting this in. It's got sugar in it, cream of tartar. There we go. Completely cover the lemon. Get the rest out. See, it has to peek up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven until this is brown, the meringue. Because you don't want to eat raw egg. It really is not very healthy for you. Okay, see, it has to peek up. You see this? It's peeking up. It has to peek up. Okay. All right, what I'm going to now do is I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to cook it for about 5 to 6 minutes until this is golden brown. You'll see a very... And here we have homemade lemon meringue pie, except for the pie crust, which someday we're going to definitely do down the road, a homemade buttery pie crust, which is going to be so yummy. So what we have to do now is chill this, and later on we'll take some still pictures of it, so you can see what it actually looks like when it's completely done, chilled and everything, because it'll take like 6 hours at least to chill this pie. So this is the homemade pie filling, lemon filling, and homemade meringue. The crust is something else, which is down the road. Like I said, I'm going to make that homemade pie crust. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap it up with aluminum foil. And this is going to go in the refrigerator for 6 hours. Deborah Ray's Home Country Kitchen. Have a great, wonderful day, and please subscribe.